What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and welcome back to another brand new video and another brand new series. It's something completely different. It's not FPL, it's just general weekend football related, called Kurtyoy's Weekend Preview or Kurtyoy's Football Weekend Preview or something along those lines. I've got a few names ringing about in my head. I'm just going to go with one of them that sounds best. Probably Kurtyoy's Weekend Preview. I really do like that one. But basically, we're going to talk about loads of different things to do with football over the coming weekend and see what my thoughts are. And second of all, just in general, have a bit of fun. First of all, let's have a look at the fixtures. So the fixtures are right beside me. We've got some absolute corkers starting off with the early kickoff. Hull versus Leicester is definitely one to watch out for. For me, I'm looking at it as it's going to be goals, goals, goals. You've got a weak defence, or what's left of a weak defence in Hull, and a team without Kante. So for me, that's going to be goals galore. And then, starting off with the early kickoff, ending off with the late kickoff on Saturday with Manchester City, who play against Sunderland. Talk about goals galore, just for one end this time. I feel like Man City are going to run riot. As much as I think they won't do that well under Guardiola, his teams are known for absolutely shitting on teams like Sunderland, and so maybe, just maybe, there could be about 80 trillion goals in that one. Moving on from that though, we go on to Sunday's games, with Bournemouth playing host to Manchester United in reverse of what was the last fixture, the official last fixture actually, of the Premier League season 2015-2016. Of course, due to the bomb scare, Man United had to move it back to a Tuesday, and I'm looking at it as it's going to be tight. I feel like Man United just might sneak that one, although Bournemouth give up a good fight. Nice to see the good signings, and also the 80,000 million trillion that Man United have spent on new players like Pogba, like Mkhitaryan, and like Ibra, although Ibra is free. Oh, I once had there, and like Eric Bailey as well. Interesting to see there's a lot of players, and also Bournemouth without Matt Ritchie and Tommy Elphick. Jordan Ibe though coming in. We've got Callum Wilson on full fitness. We've got Max Gradel on full fitness. Should be a cracker. Moving on from that, we're going to go on to the Monday night game where Chelsea play host to West Ham in what could be quite a good game actually. Gary Neville returns after a failed stint, I suppose you could say, in charge of Valencia, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. But we've also got Arsenal vs Liverpool, the late game on Sunday. Although that could be an absolute scorcher, I can see that being 0-0, but it'll definitely be an entertaining game with the amount of attacking talent Liverpool have to show on offer. So now it's time to take a look at my FPL team, but I'm not going to spend too long on it because it probably will change, because I've got free transfers, so I may as well change right until the 11:30 deadline. But there you go, have a look at it, read it, weep, take some ideas, but yeah, that's my team. And next up we've got the Super 6 predictions. Who do I think is going to win by how many goals on each Super 6? And I've got them on a spreadsheet right in front of me. Starting off, we've got Burnley versus Swansea. I've got that as 1-0. I feel like Swansea will lose a lot from Mr. Ayew and also Mr. Williams, but Burnley as well will fight back with Andre Gray. But Llorente will cause Burnley some problems. I'm putting a goal either side for Gray and Llorente. Then we've got Crystal Palace versus West Brom. I put that as a 0-0. I just can't see past West Brom defending well and Mandanda just saying you shall not pass, so 0-0 for that one. Everton versus Spurs. I've got a 2-1 win, away win for Spurs on that one, simply because Tottenham are a good team, Everton are a good team. I feel like I'll give a good showing Everton, but Spurs will just nick it. And then we've got to go on to Middlesbrough 0, Stoke 2. I've gone with a Stoke 2-0 away win, as you can tell. I just feel like Middlesbrough will have a tough first game. Of course, they're going to have loads of new players to integrate in, not having played in any English league before, quite a lot of them, and it'll be a tough game for them. Stoke, however, are looking good. They've made a few good signings, including Joe Allen, who I really like the signing of, and I think they'll win that quite easily, 2-0. And then we have Southampton versus Watford, and this one I'm not too sure. I might go a few more goals to the good for Southampton because I put them 2-0 up, but I feel like I could be more. They look really, really good for a good season. If Claude Powell is another good choice by the board of directors, I've got that one as 2-0. Maybe a goal from Redmond and a goal from Long, hopefully for FPL sakes. And lastly, Newcastle versus Huddersfield. I've got that as 1-1 because I feel like Newcastle, they're a bit nervy, but I feel like this week they'll finally get their first point on the board. So last season we just had Super 6, whereas Sky, the geniuses they are, have come up with Fantasy 6 Asylum. We're doing that as well in this series. And who have I picked for this game? Well, in the game, you basically get one elite player and the rest of the players you can choose from. it said that 3 of the 4 elite players were injured, so I suppose I just had to go with Coutinho for my elite player for this one. Then I picked Ramsey, also got Klein, Mane, Bellerin and Xhaka. No actual strikers, I'm not sure who's going to play up front, but Ramsey looks to be playing in the attacking midfield role, so he could get a few points there. Klein, good attacking wing-back, looks to have him, get a good amount of points. Mane, fantastic player of the ball. Surprised he's not part of the actual power players, but hey, I'll have him in my team. Then we've got Bellerin, because he's, again, like Klein, massively attacking fullback, really good in the defence as well. And finally, Xherdan Xhaka, I think that's how you say his name, because someone's got to be pulling the strings at the middle of the field, and for me, Xhaka is that man. So finally, onto the thing you've all been waiting for. What bets am I putting on? Well, I took this idea from Smith. I'm not going to lie, I took this idea from Smith. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. He's much bigger than me, like 200,000 subscribers. Does Sunday League football. Also does a series called Place Your Bets, where he started off with 150 quid to see if he can last him the season. I thought, that's a good idea. I do have a 365 account, but I signed up with Sky Bet. Just for a simple reason, I do a lot of in-play betting. I'm a big fan of that. I don't really go anywhere. I've been stuck on about 100 quid for about 3-4 months, I think. I'm not too sure. Up and down. It wavers up and down. But in general, I wanted this to be just for the YouTube series, so I've opened up a Sky Bet account. And what have I gone with this week? Well, I believe I've got some absolute corkers. First of all, the Sky Bet, both teams to score. If I put £5 on any of the 3 accumulators they give you for your Super 6, then I'd get a free £20 bet. So I put £5 on both teams to score for my Super 6. So that would, of course, mean Burnley versus Swansea. They'd both score. Crystal Palace versus West Brom, they wouldn't. Everton Spurs, they would. Middlesbrough Stoke, they wouldn't. Southampton Watford, they wouldn't. And Newcastle Huddersfield, they would. I bet £5 on that, and that comes in at £154.64. That would not be a bad start, almost basically doubling the money I started on. Then we've got Leicester, the £20 free bet. I put it on Leicester, and if it comes in, I get £19 back. Because it's a free bet, I don't know why, but I get 19 quid. But I don't lose anything if they lose. I don't lose 20 quid, it was free, so I'll take that. And then we've got the big one, the absolute big one, the Kurtyoy triple fold. Again, I stole this off Tom Mellor, so go check him out on Twitter. I stole this off. He's going to do a treble every single game week. I thought I might as well do that as well. So my treble for this week, I've got Leicester to win their game. I've got Southampton to win their game, and I've got Everton versus Tottenham, both teams to score. £5 on that returns you £31.59. Not too shabby indeed. Finally, Crystal Palace versus West Brom as a draw, Arsenal versus Liverpool as a draw, and Chelsea versus West Ham as a draw. £1 on that gets you £43.10. So currently I'm on £139 with all these bets to come in. Fingers crossed, some of them actually come in. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Let me know what you think of this series. It's something different, something I hopefully do throughout the whole season, and something to really replace Predicts that was an ageing idea I had last season. Good idea, but needed a bit of improving. But thank you all for watching, and nonetheless, hopefully you have enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good business, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.